All right, what's going on, folks? It's your friendly neighborhood old soldier coming at you today from Robeson County, North Carolina, where it is hot, it's humid, it's hot. You know the drill. Anyway, this is you, Brother Kyle. First off, I want to say thank you to the Crazy Scotsman for inviting me to Foreign and Domestic last night for the beard off. Those that didn't watch that last night, by some miraculous measure, somehow I won this competition. Don't know how, considering the guy I was competing against had a phenomenal beard, much better than mine, at least I thought. But I was very humbled to be there, and the Scotsman and Alan B. Pro and the whole panel. Appreciate you inviting me, and I look forward to coming on again sometime. All right, moving along. Like I said, we're going to be talking about these 45 points of the Communist Manifesto and their plan to take over the United States. So point 3 is what we're going to talk about today. Point 3 states, develop the illusion that total disarmament by the United States would be a demonstration of moral strength. What does that mean? It means that our enemies would love to see us completely and totally give up all of our arms, not just our nuclear arms. And you're saying, well, how did that hasn't happened? We've still got a standing army. We've still got nuclear weapons. We do. But I'll give you a little bit of history. At the height of World War II, our armed forces was almost 8 million strong. Okay? It's a lot of men and women in uniform. When the war ended, there was a massive and rapid demobilization, and the armed forces demobilized down to somewhere, I want to say it was the 1.5 million mark. Okay? 5 years later, the Korean War kicks off. The numbers go back up. Not as high as World War II, but the numbers go back up with the advent of the draft, reforming old units and new units. Okay? Somewhere along the line, that's when the Department of Defense realized we needed a strong military for the deterrence of communism. And we kept a significantly large active duty force, if you will, all the way into the 80s. When I joined in 1987, okay, the active army alone was close to 800,000. Now you're saying to yourself, from 8 million to 800,000, just the army alone, 800,000. Okay. Now, mind you, we had 2 complete corps in Germany, and each corps consisted of an armored division, a mechanized infantry division, an infantry division, a brigade of a division stateside deployed forward, an independent cavalry regiment, several artillery brigades, engineer brigades, military intelligence, etc. That was just in Europe. Korea, we used to maintain an entire division. Okay, the second Infantry Division was in Korea for years, as a whole division. Wasn't until after the 80s, started somewhere in the 90s, that number, that footprint began to get reduced. If I'm not mistaken, the only thing in Korea now is about a brigade-sized unit, if that. Okay? We used to have an entire division in Alaska by itself. We had 2, if not 3 divisions at Fort Lewis. There was a division at Fort Benning and Fort Stewart, Fort Campbell, one at Fort Bragg. Okay? We used to have a rather robust army is what I'm getting at. And then, because of treaties and agreements, we draw it down. So in the 90s, anybody joined the army in the early to mid 90s will tell you, the army was bare bones. By the grace of God, I was able to come back on active duty in 1994 because we'd put out too many people and they were taking prior service back. But it was all this agreement with the former Soviet Union that we decided after the Soviet Union collapsed that we'd go ahead and honor, and we drew down our military. All right, and I can only really speak, for the Army as far as some of the things I saw, but the other branches were impacted and affected as well. That is part of it. We reduced the amount of nuclear warheads that we had at our disposal to launch at an enemy. Okay, and again made us even more vulnerable. So that I wanted to share with you today, to stay on these 45 talking points as we go through these videos. But so think about that. And if you don't, like I said, get this book, folks, and read it. Start reading it now. The Naked Communist. It'll help you open your eyes. All right. On a lighter note, I told you I've been working with the warriorbattalion.org. And what I mean by working with, I've put my books to them for sale. If you want a copy of my books autographed, go to warriorbattalion.org. I'll put a link down below in the description and get your copy today. When you order your book from them, it'll already come autographed. Okay? All the money goes back into them. Every profit off that book goes to them to help with their mission to help prevent veteran suicide. So reach out, go check them out. And if you don't want to buy the books, that's cool. I get it. Make a donation to them. Help them out. Every penny will help going towards stopping and preventing veteran suicide. When you go on the website, read what their mission is. Read it for yourself. Okay? It is an honorable mission. It is one that we need to support to help end the veteran suicide crisis in America today. So please reach out and support warriorbattalion.org. And again, if you want a copy of my book, that's where you can find them. When you order them, they'll already be autographed, and you'll have an autographed copy of each book. Okay? So go check them out, please. I beg you to. Other than that, folks, we will continue on this tomorrow with point 4. We'll talk in depth about it too. Other than that, keep your eyes open, your ears to the ground, keep your neck on a swivel, stay safe, watch your back, stay vigilant, and stay armed. All right? Especially with the thief in chief in the White House and this Jezebel vice president. And no relief in sight anytime soon, folks. So just be prepared for what's going to come down the pike. Because right now, them two, bad juju. But until then, my friends, God bless. Take care. It's Old Soldier out.